yeah, it's pretty amazing to be here, to meet all those people that I've been talking to on the internet for so many years. So yeah, thank you for inviting me. So yeah, Ash gave already a great introduction, but I'm Catherine, also known as Katt on the internet. And I live in near Leuven, Belgium, with my husband and two little ones. And I really can't code, so I am absolutely not technical. If you show me custom code, I don't understand a thing of it. And still, I was able to build internet products and make money with it. Some of you may know me as a writer of NoCode Exits, which was acquired. And now I'm mainly working on Build the Keyword. And I have 5 exits to my name. Sounds super impressive, but I still don't have a private yacht. It's actually, and a mansion in Hollywood. No, it's just to show you it's not to boast, but it doesn't matter if it's built with code or with no code or with AI. As long as it brings value to the user, it is valuable. And the exits were not life-changing for me, but they made it possible for me to earn money on the internet and quit my job, which is for me pretty special. So in short, my story. So before 2021, I was always dreaming of starting my own business on the internet, but I always felt stuck because I couldn't code, and I definitely didn't have the money to to hire a developer. So then in 2021, I discovered NoCode. It was software.io. And in a couple of hours, I built an amazing tool that solved a pretty big problem for my team. And yeah, I was just amazed. I was so proud. Before that, I always had to convince the internal developers, our internal developer team, to build stuff for me or to improve something. And I had to battle for resources. It was never a priority. It was really frustrating, and now I could solve this myself. So I decided I want to learn more about this. And I signed up for the NoCode Bootcamp from 100 School. It transformed my life actually, because I finally could build my own products, and I was able to quit my job because I was making my first money on the internet, and I was landing some freelance gigs. So what then followed was a journey of a lot of wins, but actually, to be honest, there were also a lot of doubts and failures and learnings, because I learned that actually the building is the easy part. Now, even more with AI in the mix, it's so easy to build a tool or software, but it is actually getting people to your product and making money with it that is the hard part. So then I learned about this tweet from Danny Postma. He is a super successful entrepreneur, and he shared his framework for building products that don't need a huge audience, or where you don't need to post a cringe video on Instagram every day, or you don't need to spam on Reddit to get a few users to your website. So yeah, I was intrigued, and I was not the only one, because you see the likes and the views that this tweet got was pretty amazing. So the way he does it is that instead of coming up with an idea that you think is cool or super valuable and it will change the world, or maybe coming up with an idea by scratching your own itch, you actually use search data as an inspiration. And by doing that, you know what people are actually searching for. So you know the product that you are building is in demand and is already kind of validated. Then the second step to it is to build a relevant and good product around it. And then, of course, the last one is to make sure that search engines know that your product is about this keyword, so it can be discovered on search engine and you will get users on autopilot to your website. we will go more into depth later in the presentation. So a few examples. So this is made by Lucas, and he discovered that a lot of people were looking for the keyword countdown timer. So we built a little app around it to, just simple, a countdown timer. And he was able to grow it to 10,000 monthly recurring revenue. In a later phase, he also discovered the keywords like countdown timer 60 minutes, countdown timer 5 minutes. And like that, he was even able to get more traffic from Google to his website. Then another example is from Deborah Butler. She is in our Build a Keyword community, and she discovered that a lot of people were looking for abandoned places. Who would have thought that? I didn't know, but she built a full directory around it that helps people to discover these places. And she's monetizing it with Google Ads. She only did this 5 weeks ago. She started this project, but it's already getting some clicks from Google. She's getting visitors, and it really motivates her to keep working on it and to keep adding new content. While otherwise she might have lost motivation if there was no one visiting her website. And then another example, it's one that I made together with my co-founder Lee. We discovered that a lot of people were looking for the keyword Slack export viewer. So a lot of people were looking for a solution when you export your Slack conversion history. It's a JSON file that you can't read. We built a little tool with Lovable, an AI builder, that turns this JSON file into a readable interface. And I can't share exact stats because it was acquired, but it was getting signups every day. And people were reaching out, requesting for features, giving us feedback. So that was pretty amazing. It's not only a good framework to use if you want to start your own business, but also if you are an existing company that wants to acquire new users. So you can look for keywords that your ideal customer might be looking for and build a tool around that. So an example here is David is a NoCode founder, and he has an app for Excel users. And he built all these tools that are interesting for Excel users. So in this example, the PDF to Excel converter. Like that, he gets his ideal customer to his website, and then he can promote his main product to these users. So it's a great way of marketing that doesn't cost a lot of money. Another example is from Lee, who discovered a keyword AI podcast generator. A lot of people were looking for this. And he built a little tool that turned text into a podcast. He really got nice traffic from Google, and it was acquired by a business who wanted to use this tool to channel traffic to their main products. And they were in the same space, so it was relevant traffic for them. Now how do you do that exactly? Building such a product-driven, demand-driven product. It's of course all about the keyword. First of all, you need to be sure that the keyword you are working around has enough monthly search volume. So that means, are enough people looking for this so that it can become a sustainable business. It's recommended to go for a search volume of 500 for one country. The second important one is that the keyword difficulty should be between 0 and 20. The keyword difficulty is a score that shows how competitive a keyword is. So if it's 100, it's super competitive. Stay away, don't start. But if it's below 20, it means that it is feasible to rank in the top 10 search results on Google with some basic content optimizations and a few backlinks. So it's feasible for anyone. If it's a higher keyword difficulty, you will really need more resources, more advanced marketing skills. And it will take much longer to rank. Another important criteria is that there are enough relevant related keywords. That means that you can create more pages around other keywords for even more traffic to your website. And of course, it's also important that the keyword has business potential, because you might have found the keyword broccoli alternative, but it's probably hard to build a business around that. So you can look this up with any keyword tool like Ahrefs or Keywords Everywhere. They are more targeted at digital marketing experts, and they come with a learning curve and probably a lot of features you don't need. So that's why I and my co-founder, we built a keyword which make this much simpler to find these keywords. And we also have a curated library with keywords. We have resources to help you go from keyword to product, and a community with like-minded people. So as an example, let's say you want to build a job board. So in Build a Keyword, you can search for a topic. This case, it would be jobs. And then it will show you a list of keywords that all have more than 500 monthly search volume and lower keyword difficulty than 20. If you want to maybe make an app in AI, you could search for AI, and it would show all the keywords that people are looking for related to AI. Then you can also, of course, check the related keywords. So for this job board, you could build more pages around the keywords database analyst jobs, California, Texas, entry-level database analyst jobs, like that. Step 2 is to research the competition, because the keyword difficulty is a great data point to filter out some keywords, but it's also always important to do the research yourself. So go to Google, open an incognito window and enter the keyword, and then you need to analyze the top 10 first results. Are there already similar products? If the top 10 is full of similar products, it will probably be hard to outrank them. But you can also analyze, can you do better? Maybe the results that the competitors that exist are outdated, or they are very expensive. They have this boring sign-up process where you first need to go on a demo call and stuff like that. So you can analyze that. You can also check if the results are aligned with the search intent. So in the example here, you see people look for Slack view export, but the results that you see are just some Slack help articles about how to make an export of your Slack chat history. So it's actually not showing what the user is looking for. So that means it might be an opportunity. Also good is to check if there are user-generated content websites, like Reddit, for example. This is positive in two ways. The first one is that it shows you that people actually care about it and they are looking for a solution. And the second one is that they are most of the time not optimized for the keywords. So that means it's an opportunity for you to outrank those. And then the last one is, have competitors optimized their title and description for the keywords? If you see a lot of titles and descriptions in the result that don't have the keyword in it, it's also, again, an opportunity for you to do better. Step 3 is the fun part. You can buy the domain name. So Google officially says that the domain name won't influence how you rank in the Google search results. But still, I see a lot of SEO experts saying that if you have the keywords in your domain name, you will probably rank faster in Google and also higher. So if I can, I will always buy a domain name with the keyword in it. Other than that, the domain name is mainly to build trust with your user. So for that reason, it's important that you choose a familiar extension like .com, .io, .org, or .net, and try to stay away from the more spammy or unfamiliar extensions like XYZ or extensions that no one knows, because that might result in people not trusting the link. And then it's time to build, which is, of course, the fun part. And I have 3 tips here. And the first one is to focus on one feature. The main reason is if you are building those demand-driven products, it's important to launch it as fast as possible to see if it gets traction. If the other reason for this is if you first start to build 1,000 features, you will probably lose motivation even before you have launched it. So really try to think, what is here the core feature that the user is looking for? And then try to launch it as quickly as possible. And if you see it gets traction, you can build a lot more and go from there. Another important part in this demand-driven approach is that you give free value. So Google really likes it if people spend time on your website. If you show a paywall immediately or a sign-up process immediately, chances are high that people leave your website and go to somewhere else. While if you make sure that they can already play around with the tool or see some free content, chances are high that they stay longer on your website, and that will also help in your ranking. And then an important one is don't reinvent the wheel. So don't waste too much time on figuring out the best technology. I will explain with an example. So creator 1 is probably researching for weeks. He wants to build a job board, and it's researching the best job boards, the best user interface, the best features that he needs, building everything from scratch with the latest framework and the most fanciest design. While creator 2 is using specialized software that already has features, all the features built in that you need for a job board, that has all the automated flows that you need. So instead of building everything from scratch, he can really spend his time on doing what matters to the user, and that is finding the best jobs. The user doesn't care about technology, he cares about the value. And for him, that is finding the best job so that he can recommend it to other people, return, subscribe to your newsletter. And yeah, that's how you create a valuable business. He can spend time on building a network with industry leaders, maybe already write blog posts, and get backlinks to increase his domain authority. So there will probably be a time and where a custom built solution can become necessary. But in this first phase, it's really important to just get the first version out there as soon as possible. And then later you can still move over to a custom solution with more fancy design and more custom options. And then the last step is to optimize it for the search engine. So you built the product, and now you really want to make sure that Google knows if people look for this keyword, you should show my website. So how do you do that? You make sure to implement the keyword in the text on your website. So in the H1 title, in other text, in the button copy, in the file names, and in the image alt text, and that will signal to Google, okay, this website is about this keyword. You also make sure that it's in the meta title and the meta description. And another important thing for the search engines is to get backlinks. So a backlink is a mention from another website to your website, and that signals to Google that your website can be trusted. What I always do is I start with adding it to my personal website and then to these general directories, which are all free. And then in a later phase, I will add more niche backlinks. So like, let's say you have an app in social media management, then you look for maybe a magazine in social media management and try to get listed on their website. So yeah, if you follow these steps, you can build a product that will get you users on autopilot. Will it become the next billion-dollar idea? Probably not, but I think it's a great approach to. Sorry. I think it's a great approach that you work on an idea that people actually care about and that already has a first marketing channel built in, and from there you can move on to the next stages. I actually want to that this doesn't become another bookmark on your phone or something like that. So I want to challenge you to follow these steps in 7 days, and to really launch something like this. If you leave your email at this link, on Monday I will send a newsletter where I have a step-by-step guide that discusses the steps from this presentation, but also more in detail with tools and more tips and tricks on how to do it. And yeah, if you do, please tag me on Twitter or LinkedIn, and I would love to see it. So yeah, thank you. If you have any questions, please ask or come to see me later. Thanks a lot.